Welcome to Common Sense Investing. My name is Cameron, and today I'm going to introduce you to one microcap stock on the stock market in 10 minutes or less. What stock am I introducing today? Intermap Technologies and their geospatial intelligence we will talk about, powered by 3D data. And Intermap starts here with their $20 million mapping contract in Indonesia. This highlights how countries, or at least Indonesia, is recognizing a need for highly accurate digital base maps of their land, their property, and the potential for this type of operation, as the $20 million contract is only covering about 10% of the potential program. Now, I did find this older video showing what they do. It's pretty good. I haven't found anything newer, but it gives you a better understanding of what problems they are solving, what situations their technologies work best for, some of the major advantages using Intermap has, such as all-weather recording, and of course, a big one being better than LiDAR and having the capability to see under the tree canopy. This is all very important because as we get to the rest of this video, and at least in my opinion, if you're investing in Intermap, you are really excited about this product/service and its potential future revenue growth. Investing in Intermap means that you believe in what they're doing here. Things such as digital surface models on the left includes features like trees, roads, buildings used for urban planning, telecom, aviation, engineering, and construction, and digital terrain models on the right represent the bare earth with surface features removed, used for flood modeling, land use studies, and renewable energy planning. And just a side-by-side comparison of what Intermap does with their mapping capabilities on the left versus the free elevation data that's on the right. And of course, I think you can see 1,000 different ways of how that data on the right is basically completely useless and maybe even dangerous, impossible to plan with. The exciting part about Intermap is their future. This is the definition of a growth stock, with revenue up 154%, accounts receivable up 1,030%. They do have some cash, accounts receivable and unbilled revenue, a healthy $13.9 million. And then when you look here, software and data, which is their software solutions and value-added data, up 54% year over year, but their acquisition services up 402% over the past year. With continued potential future high growth. They're saying here in year one, 2024 revenue was $10.5 million. In years 2 to 5 of this contract, they project bookings to be $180 million potentially, and then estimating an annual revenue run rate of $3 to $5 million. And yes, one of the biggest questions I get about Intermap is they do have some recurring revenue. This is a main question for people. Customers subscribe to recurring services that offer precision solutions for non-expert users. And the potential for this growth to continue is there, with this entire first section talking about global insurance companies using Intermap services, but increasing diversity as they were selected as a vendor on the USNGA's $200 million Luno B contract, as well as talking about partnerships with major space launch and satellite communications providers and follow-on awards in Indonesia, Malaysia, and South America. And winners keep on winning, because as I'm recording this video, I find out there's analyst coverage starting on Intermap with a buy rating and a $5 Canadian share price target, which implies basically a double from right now. I go check their share price, it's up 20% as I record. However, Sophic Capital is saying that based on 2027 estimates, the stock could be worth $8 in 2 years. Currently, it's sitting at $2.71 Canadian. Now, the good news for me is, yes, Intermap has been on my top stocks list on my Patreon Discord for quite a while now. It has made it up to the 18th spot, so congratulations to shareholders of Intermap. Now, before I get into some more specific details and my opinions, I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not a financial advisor. This channel was created to communicate microcap stocks to investors, just to give you an idea of some, potentially good companies out there so you can continue to do your own research and make your own decisions. There is no doubt in my mind what type of investor will like Intermap, and it will be the CanSlim-oriented investors. You know, Intermap is a small company, but it's a growing leader in their space with a unique product. They're recently hitting new highs. It just started to get institutional support and analyst coverage. It's just becoming profitable. I mean, if you're the type of investor that likes high growth, a super high potential company, and not super worried about valuation or how cheap the stock is, you will love Intermap. And it basically fits everything in a modified CanSlim style of microcap investing. And look, that definitely comes with some risk that we need to talk about. No stock is perfect. There's always something we can have anxiety over. The company wants investors to focus on evaluation of enterprise value over adjusted EBITDA. Their adjusted EBITDA metrics are stronger than their net income because they are taking out share-based compensation, fair value adjustments, foreign currency translations, and they work in a lot of foreign countries, and working capital investment impacts. Now, it is nice they provide guidance. Absolutely love this. The company projects 2025 revenue of 30 to 35 million. This is in United States dollars, USD, and adjusted EBITDA margin of 28%. Currently, their US market cap is $119 million. So they are trading at around 3.6 times expected 2025 sales. So it's not exactly cheap, or if you don't like that argument, I would say that there are definitely cheaper stocks out there on the market. It's very hard to value in any other way because in 2024, their net income was $2.5 million compared to a net loss of $3.7 million in 2023. So hard to value a company when they're at that type of inflection point. Hopefully over the next year, we could sit here with full year 2025 numbers, and that would be a lot easier to compare. Right now, I suggest people pull out their spreadsheets and model what this is going to look like for the next 12 months for Intermap. And there are concerns that investors have, right? The small pond here talks about how they expect 30 to 35 million in 2025 revenue, $9 million in EBITDA. Let's say that translates out to net $6 million of net earnings. That would be about a 17 times forward P/E, which is not crazy for 100% growth. But most of this growth comes from Indonesia, which is potentially a one-off situation. The Indonesia contract does have limits. Basically, what I think everybody is saying is that they need bigger, larger contracts with other countries to get this company to continue its high growth stage. And that does somewhat rely on getting World Bank financing for the funding to continue with these projects. So definitely a risk worth talking about. So those are some risks, but you know what? The bull case here is pretty strong as well. We can't ignore the fact that this is a 3D mapping company with proprietary technology to map through canopy and clouds at a fraction of the cost of LiDAR tech. They're switching to recurring revenue model. New contracts are coming in. They're searching for ways to get some growth globally and get some more large contracts with all these different applications. 153% growth in revenues year over year to Q1 of 2025. So they finally did it after months and months and months of being on my Patreon Discord, on my top stocks list, always the bridesmaid and never the bride. Finally, this is my first full-length video on Intermap. I mean, are you looking for growth at a reasonable price and you're looking for the cheapest stock out there and that's all you're looking for, then you probably are not interested in Intermap. But if you are more that CanSlim type of investor that's looking at investing in strength in a high growth company with proprietary technology, the sky is the limit on this one. If they execute, if they can get contracts, then Intermap technology is well worth my time. As always, to continue researching the best microcap stocks and, talking about some of these companies before I ever make a video on them on YouTube, check out commonsensebrands.ca, which is links to my Patreon Discord and my Substack. And as always, you've been watching Common Sense Investing. My name is Cameron. Thank you for your time.